Hello, in this lecture we will find the radius of a circle. You can see in the drawing we have a circle. We know that chord AD equals to 10 units and chord BC of the circle equals to 5 units, and we know that angle ALB equals to 90 units, and the center of this circle is at point O, and we want to find out the radius of this circle. And first of all we will define what is a peripheral angle. A peripheral angle is an angle whose vertex is on the circle, and its two strings, its two calves are strings on the circle. So actually calve AB of the angle is a string on the circle, and the calve AC of the angle is a string on the circle. So those two calves of the angle touch the circle at point B and C, and the vertex of this angle is at point A. Okay, so actually that is the definition of a peripheral angle. A peripheral angle is an angle that the vertex of it is a point on the circle, and the two calves of the angles are strings of the circle. Calve AB of the angle is string of the circle, and calve AC of the angle is string of this circle. Okay, so actually we will draw a diameter through point O, because point O is the center of the circle, so we will draw a diameter through point O of the circle, and we will call the touching point of the diameter of this circle M. So the touching point of the diameter of the circle is at point A, and then we will connect together points M and D by a straight line. as you can see from the drawing, angle ADM subtend on the diameter AM, and we have a rule that states that any peripheral angle that rests or subtends on the diameter equals to 90 degrees. For that reason, angle ADM will be equal to 90 degrees because of rule number 1 that states that any peripheral angle that subtends on the diameter of a circle equals to 90 degrees, and angle ADM subtends on the diameter AM of the circle. For that reason, angle ADM equals to 90 degrees. Okay, and let's call angle AMD alpha, and angle DAM will be called beta. So actually the sum of the angles in a triangle equals to 180 degrees, so we can say that alpha plus beta plus 90 degrees equals to 180 degrees. So alpha plus beta plus 90 degrees, it is the sum of the angles in triangle AMD, and the sum of the angles in any triangle equals to 180 degrees. So we can deduct 90 degrees from this equation, and we will get that alpha plus beta equals to 90 degrees. Okay, alpha plus beta equals to 90 degrees. Then we will connect together by a straight line points A and B. And actually angle AMD equals to alpha. Yes, angle AMD equals to alpha, and angle ABD also will be equal to alpha, according to the rule number 2 that states that if two peripheral angles subtends on the same chord, they equal to each other. Angle ABD subtend on chord AD, and also angle AMD subtend on chord AD. For that reason, they are equal to each other, and therefore angle ABD also will be equal to alpha. Okay, so actually if we look at the right triangle ABL, the sum of the angles on this triangle, the right triangle equals to 180 degrees. So in triangle, the right triangle ABL, alpha plus 90 degrees plus I will call this angle X. So alpha plus 90 degrees plus X will be equal to 180 degrees because of the fact that the sum of the angles in a triangle equals to 180 degrees. So we got that alpha plus 90 degrees plus X equals to 180 degrees. So we can subtract 90 degrees from both sides of the equation. We'll get that alpha plus X equals to 90 degrees. Okay, we subtracted 90 degrees from the equation. We got that alpha plus X equals to 90 degrees, or angle X equals to 90 degrees minus alpha. But from equation number 1, we can deduce that beta equals to 90 degrees minus alpha. Okay? We can subtract from equation number 1 alpha, and we will get that beta equals to 90 degrees minus alpha. Okay, we subtracted alpha from equation number 1. We got that beta equals to 90 degrees minus alpha. And equation number 2 states that angle X equals to 90 degrees minus alpha. Okay, so we can compare equation number 1 to equation number 2, and we can deduce from it that 90 degrees minus alpha equals to 90 degrees minus alpha. Therefore, angle beta equals to angle X. Okay, here equation number 1 states that angle beta equals to 90 degrees minus alpha, and equation number 1 states that angle X also equals to 90 degrees minus alpha, so we can deduce from it that angle X equals to angle alpha. So for that reason, actually angle X equals to angle beta. So we have two angles that equals to beta, and we have also rule number 3 that states that equal peripheral angles subtend on equal chords. Okay, according to rule number 3, equal peripheral angles subtend on equal course, and for that reason BC equals to MD. Okay, but we know that BC equals to 5 units. Therefore, MD also equals to 5 units. Okay? Then, if we focus on triangle, right triangle ADM, we can use the Pythagorean theorem in order to find out side AM, that is the hypotenuse of this right triangle, and it is actually also the diameter of this circle, so we'll mark it as D, and according to the Pythagorean theorem, the sum of the square of the hypotenuse equals to the sum of the squares of the perpendiculars. So actually we write equation number 3 that AD square plus MD square equals to AM square. Okay, the sum of the perpendiculars, the square sum of the perpendiculars equals to the square of the hypotenuse, or the square of the hypotenuse equals to the sum of the squares of the perpendiculars. But we know that AD equals to 10 units, MD equals to 5 units, and the only missing variable is AM. So we'll write it down. AD square is 10 square, and MD is 5, so it is 10 square plus 5 square equals to AM square. Okay, AD equals to 10, so it is 10 square, MD equals to 5, so it is 5 square, equals to AM square. AD square is 10 square plus MD square is 5 square, so 10 square plus 5 square equals to 125. 125 equals to the diameter squared. Okay, AM equals to D, so 125 equals to D squared. D is the abbreviation for the diameter. Okay, 125 equals to D square. We can take a root of equation number 3. We'll get that the diameter of the circle equals to square root of 125. Okay, so the diameter of the circle equals to square root of 125. 125 equals to 25 times 5. Okay, 125 equals to 25 times 5, and then root of 25 equals to 5, so we can write that the diameter of the circle equals to 5 times root 5. Okay, the root of 25 equals to 5, so in total we get that 5, we got that 5 times root 5 equals to the diameter of the circle. And as you already know, the radius is 2 times the diameter, so the radius equals to the diameter divided by 2. So the radius of the circle equals to 5 root 5 divided by 2. Okay, so the diameter of the circle equals to 5 times root 5 divided by 2. Okay. Thank you very much.